The Little Mermaid is officially out at box offices worldwide. With a budget of $250 million, Disney is pressured to make this film successful. At the forefront of the movie, you have Melissa McCarthy as Ursula and Halle Bailey as the title character of The Little Mermaid. Both these stars are under fire currently, although for different reasons. I will warn you, the criticism for both these actresses is entirely ridiculous. We can start with Melissa McCarthy. It is altogether fair if you disliked her performance in The Little Mermaid. However, McCarthy is facing backlash for an entirely different reason. Firstly, people are upset over Ursula's makeup. To be clear, they are not upset over the poorly done makeup. They are upset that showrunners did not hire a queer makeup artist for the job. Because the original inspiration for Ursula comes from a drag queen, some believe that only a queer person can do the job correctly. The makeup artist did respond to all of this by stating that this argument was highly offensive. In an interview, he said he is just as capable as any queer artist. For Halle Bailey, the criticism does run a bit deeper. Firstly, you have the apparent critique, and that is related to her race. People have a specific image of how they believe The Little Mermaid should look, and this image stems from the original animated series. In addition, people have a long list of reasons why they do not like the movie or any of the people involved. However, firstly, we must look at this movie, starting with the box office numbers. The debate is whether The Little Mermaid can be a box office success for Disney. First and foremost, we need to take a look at the budget. As stated, the movie cost $250 million. However, this is only the cost of production. To know the total cost, you typically have to double or triple the budget cost. This is to factor in marketing and advertising. To give you a taste of how expensive things are, Disney bought a 30-second Super Bowl ad that cost them $7 million. This is just one ad. Although Super Bowl ads are typically more expensive, advertising prices do not get much cheaper. This information shows that The Little Mermaid needs at least $500 million to break even. The big question now becomes, can the film reach that goal? The estimates look promising, but things are still unclear. In the US and Canada, The Little Mermaid is estimated to make $300 million. Abroad, the film is expected to reach $250 million. To understand box office numbers, we need to break things down. You have the domestic box office. This consists of Canada and the United States. Then you have the international box office. This consists of everywhere else. Together, they make up the global box office. Currently, the film is sitting at around $117 million domestically. In addition to this, they made $68 million internationally. This put the global total at $185 million. These numbers are rising daily, and most expect the movie to reach at least $400 million. However, Disney will certainly be hoping for something a little more. Will Smith's Aladdin made $1,054 billion United States dollars. It is unlikely that The Little Mermaid will reach these heights.
I'm dying inside, and all I see are demons. I try to hide all my...
There is a lot of finger-pointing regarding the underperformance of The Little Mermaid. Many are blaming review bombing for the film's failing to impress fans. Review outlets actively address this issue by locking and blocking specific lousy review scores. IMDb, in particular, is one of the sites clamping down on what they call unusual review scores. They state that they have picked up many negative reviews consistent with review bombing. Due to this, they decided to lock out poor scores. Although everyone can still rate the film, only some reviews will contribute to the final score. IMDb states that this is due to a suspicious amount of one-star reviews. I went through all of the reviews myself, and I did also pick up an unusual amount of low-score reviews. However, it should be noted that there was also a notable influx of 5-star reviews. It is unclear if IMDb will classify the positive influx of reviews and bombing as well. Typically in cases like this, only negative reviews are considered problematic. This is even though overly optimistic scores can also shape a false impression of the film. Naturally, only some people are happy with this decision. However, most people, by this point, expect these things to happen. Review sites, in general, are not an accurate indicator of whether a film is good. Although they can give you a general feel about what to expect, in most cases, you should decide for yourself. If you are going to read reviews, it is always best to read the general impressions. Most movie critics are unreliable. They rely on studios to give them early access to films, so they won't usually critique a movie accurately. Disney is going through a phase. They are remaking every classic movie ever released. Not only are they remaking these films, but they are also giving it a live-action spin. In addition, drastic changes are also being made to character appearances. I have shared my personal views on these character changes on multiple occasions. Not everyone agrees with me, but I don't care if the live-action version does not match up with the animation. To put it simply, I do not care about race swapping. If the script is good, I will watch it. I have also heard multiple black people express their feelings and excitement about black Disney princesses, and I think those feelings are valid and worth listing too. However, you also have the other side that thinks black processes should have a place in Disney but should come as a new IP. Leave the current IPs as is and create a new story. That, however, is a debate for a different time. Today's moral of the story is simple. If you try to pander to one side, you will end up angering both. One side criticizes Disney for its casting choices, while the other believes they are not going far enough. The deeper you dig into these stories, the crazier they get. One feminized blog is upset that Ariel ended up with a man. They state that she gave up her independence. I hope no explanation is needed about why this thought process is stupid. Another is upset that The Little Mermaid does not dive deeper into slavery. They state that there is slavery in the Caribbean, where this movie plays off, and therefore the film should do more to explain it to children. Once again, these people need to learn what entertainment is. The Little Mermaid is not a documentary. You do not watch the movie to get an accurate depiction of the Middle East. It is a show about talking fish and mermaids. If you have yet to figure it out, it is fantasy. Ultimately, The Little Mermaid is fighting an uphill battle on all fronts. There is a highly likelihood that they will break even. However, it will likely not be the box office success Disney hopes for.